All right. Let me double check my pile of resources here. Okay, we got enough for one draft and one league, which I think is my goal for tonight. Though, if I don't get there, that's also possible. Let's see. Gotta let the Discord know. Yeah, so tonight's draft is way later than usual, but for some reason I barely slept last night. I recorded for the YouTube channel, and then I got really tired and went to bed because it was late, and I just laid in bed and for some reason couldn't sleep and barely slept, and so I was not feeling too great by the time I got up this morning, and so like I just like blearily made my way through work. Thankfully, it was just mostly meetings today, and then took a nap. And normally, like I try and start streaming really early because I know that makes more people show up, and just couldn't make it. I was like, I need sleep, and then of course I had to take care of the dog. Hey, Tarek, how's it going? It's not my birthday, but glad to have you. Made another rum and coke for this one. Hey, good on ya. Glad to hear it was fun. And enjoy your dungeoning and presumably some dragoning. Hey, you know, it's what happens. It's not usual for me for that to happen for me, so I just like had to try and recover. Hey, Sigma, how's it going? Oh man. Well, I do hear you. I made another rum and coke this time. So I was really enjoying myself last time, and I was like, I could go for one today. I'm doing okay. Like I said, the start of this VOD, I was just like, I was so exhausted today because I just couldn't sleep last night. I had this like bout of insomnia, which is not normal for me, but I took a nap and I feel loads better. Luckily, work today was like just meetings most of the day, so I didn't have to actually like participate. So I had to kind of be there. D Slayer, welcome. And so I figured I'd do a midnight hunt draft, and depending on how quick it goes and how I'm feeling, then I might do a modern league. And if I do, it probably would be with coffers control because I've actually been really enjoying playing that deck. But that'll be later. If it happens, it'll be after the midnight hunt draft. Man, that sounds like it's a lot of work. Sissia, welcome. How's it going? Well, you'll be here in spirit, Tarek. Although we will miss your clip ability. Okay, so let's start the draft, shall we? I'm thinking. Oh, I love this format. This format's a ton of fun. I can't wait for Crimson Vow now. Like, I'm just enjoying this. It seems like they really nailed the Innistrad feel, which like they didn't on Return to Innistrad. So, D Slayer resubscribing with Prime. Thank you so much. You're a wonderful human being, and I appreciate your support. Miss you, buddy. I think I'm going to go with Infernal Grasp. Grizzly Ghoul is going to lock me into 2 colors. It is good, especially with a bunch of Decayed tokens, but unconditional removal with a small price of life attached is, I guess, kind of my style at this point. It's actually, like, I was really worried when I saw it because it's a huge, like, downside mechanic, right? And it's on my favorite tribe, which is zombies. And so I was actually, like, super concerned that it was not going to be a fun time. And I actually love playing with it. I think it's fantastic. They undercosted the, like, amount of time that it requires, like, or the amount of mana that it requires to get any Decayed token, and they did so in such a way that, like, it feels like a free effect that's been stapled onto a bunch of stuff. It doesn't feel like I'm paying extra to get a zombie token, and that's the correct way to do a keyword like that. Let me tell you. It's like a hobbling zombie. Keyword soup sorcery was so strong, dude. I got the that sorcery, that Boros sorcery with flashback. Oh my god. I had a draft deck just for funsies with 5 Brimstone Vandals, and so it was revolving around making it like day and night, and just like the deck was super disgusting. Because like guys had menace, and then like was just pumping them up, and it was so fun. Kano without his coffee is a hobbling zombie, absolutely. I don't know what that means, Sigma. So this wants me to take Search Party Captain. The black-white deck is Aristocrats, and I have not drafted it yet, but it has the best removal spell in this format, which is an exile, like, non-land permanent spell. Not really a werewolf deck, although this is a huge signal that werewolves could be open. Yeah, we'll try taking Search Party Captain. We'll see what happens. I'm not committing to white yet. Firmament Sage. Clarion Cathars. I think black-green might be the way we want to go. I'm going to take the fight spell because it is strong. We're going to see if we're playing, green or white or whatever. Nice. That's definitely game-winning. Oh, no! Oh, no. Is the camera okay? Even Porter looks concerned. Oh, jeez. He hit it with his toy. Hang on. Hang on. We'll get it fixed. I think. Did we get there? All right. Oh, nice. Defend the Celestis. Drown Yard Amalgam. I'll take Flip the Switch. So we're definitely playing black. The question is, what are we playing alongside black? And honestly, at this point, it might be blue. I think Flip the Switch has actually been, like, overperforming in any game I've seen it played. You just have to have the ability to leave up a 3-mana instant. And it looks like the black mana is drying up. So we're pretty unfocused in this first pack here. Yes, the Spellslinger archetype is really, really powerful. It's super powerful because you have a whole bunch of, like, 1-mana cantrips, because you have the Investigate and Consider. And you can flip it from day to night very easily. You can keep your opponent's werewolves transformed into humans, so they're, like, super underpowered. It's really powerful. Oh, look, black and blue again, almost as though Kano likes Dimir zombies. I mean, like, I'd love to play that archetype, but I don't know if we're going to get to play it. Oh my gosh. Sigma, that's nuts. I guess we'll take... The werewolf is the most value? I guess I'll take a bramble armor. It does, and I'm not a huge fan of convolute effects in almost any format, but like it really feels like it does a lot of work. Because there's a lot of stuff that if it hits the table is really brutal. I'll take Howl of the Hunt. I guess Might of the Old Ways. Plummet. Defend the Celestis. Okay, so green is open. And black kind of dried up. Railing. Oh gosh, I'm passing it. I don't want to play green white. Man, Flame Channeler. I have Howl of the Hunt. I could start drafting werewolves. I should have taken the Werewolf Lord and just committed. Am I really going to take a common with Death Touch over a rare that's half my colors? It's just that this is... I have to start drafting a very different deck if I take Catilda. I'll take the rare. So Diregraph Rebirth... Reanimate a creature with flashback, or we can take a Wrath. Oh. This is tough. I've not played green-black yet, and I do want to. Alright, we're going to take the Wrath. Alright, well, it's looking like green-white is open. I might be playing 3 colors if we can get, like, what is it? The Path to the Festival and stuff like that. Bloodline culling. Maybe we can just play, like, Abzan. Let's try and play Abzan. No, bring it here and I'll throw it. You don't want me to grab it, do you? My goodness. Oh, sorry. Yeah, sounds good, Tarek. So death... Oh, I need to really start taking creatures. Death Bonnet Sprout. Death Bonnet Sprout's really good in green-black. Unruly Mob's good with Catilda and going wide. I'll take the 1-drop. I was going to say, if we're playing black, I don't mind the Occultist. Just drawing a card is good. It's good with the Awakener. Overgrown Farmland is fixing, and so is Mystic Skull. Mystic Skull might be worth taking if we're going to try and play 3 colors. Although Overgrown Farmland is more free fixing, I guess. For a deck like ours, I'll take the land. Curse of Silence I don't think is limited playable. We'll take Bounding Wolf. Broodweaver or Hobbling Zombie. I'll take the Zom. I like Howl of the Hunt. Not too many wolves and werewolves. But ones we do have will be good with it. Eccentric, Farmer, or Bat Whisperer. I think I'm going to go with the Bat Whisperer here. None of those cards we're playing. Path to the Festival is fantastic for us. We can get full value for it. He was tired today. I don't know what the deal is. Because he napped almost all day, and then I told him we were going for a nap, and he hopped right up in bed and fell asleep again. So he slept all day, woke up, and took a nap. Okay, Gisa is quite good. So we will be taking her. Bereaved Survivor, Dauntless Avenger. A lot of white cards in this pack. Oh, I can actually be playing Search Party Captain. I'll take another Search Party Captain, I think. It's that or the Outrider. Let's go with the Outrider. I mean, yeah, her effect is really strong. We could have had 2 Kessig Naturalists in a really good werewolf deck. But I didn't commit. So what does this do? 3-mana 3/3 trample. Where land is put into your graveyard from anywhere, put a 1/1 counter on it. Take 3 1/1 counters off it, you can bounce it. When it leaves the battlefield, you can return up to 3 lands from your graveyard to your hand. That seems actually really good. Just not in this deck. I think we got to take Evolving Wilds. Morning Patrol, Pestilent Wolf, Flare of Faith would all be good, but kind of need the fixing. Hey, Recall, how's it going? Okay, Rite of Oblivion is one of those cards I was talking about. Just like sacking a creature we don't need or a token we don't need and exiling a permanent. Super strong. So we're going to take Rite of Oblivion. As soon as like we're in the deck building phase, you can go ahead and start a prediction if you'd like. So we have 2 good uncommon removal spells, a rare removal spell, and a rare board wipe. I do too. It's really fun. Okay. So our options are Shadow Beast Sighting again or Shady Traveler. I think I'm going to go with the Shadow Beast Sighting. Because that card seems strong. I do like Harvesttide Sentry because we are base green. I don't want to take too many white spells that I need to play early. What's the reason for the hair loss outside the balding? I was just like getting tired of dealing with the beard. I actually I went to FanX for a couple of hours, which is kind of like a mini Comic-Con type deal here. I got invited to go, so I went, and I dressed up in all of my goth stuff. But so if anybody went to FanX in Utah, odds are you would not have recognized me. But I had a mask on, and I couldn't make the beard fit inside the mask and be comfortable. So I was like, all right, screw it. I'll just I'll just trim it off. I think we take the Bird Admirer over another Bounding Wolf. Wow, savage. Gosh dang it. I'm about to shut this camera off because it's pissing me off. It does not want to cooperate. Alright, take the sentry. Yeah, I'll take the 5-drop. Making up for the fact he's leaving early by being extra harsh. He's got to get his digs in now, man. Rotting Reunion is actually somewhat tempting. We're playing aggro. I didn't want to play Celestis Sanctifier, so fair. Okay, well, we've got ourselves a 3-color deck, actually with a reasonable amount of fixing for a 3-color deck, too. So white is definitely the splash color, which is kind of awkward because we have a double white spell. Don't think we need 2 Bramble Armors. Actually, maybe we do. Let's see. Hopefully it is. So I'm going to take out Plummet, Might of the Old Ways. I don't know about Bramble Armor. Howl of the Hunt. We've got 1, 2, 3 wolves and werewolves, so like Howl of the Hunt's not as good. I'm actually going to take it out, I think. Shadow Beast Sighting is technically a creature. 5-0 incoming. This is only 3 matches. Well, Tarek, we could have had a sick werewolf deck if I'd actually just committed, but I didn't. Okay, so I need to cut some creatures, and I think if we're cutting creatures, we're probably cutting, like, Search Party Captain and Morning Patrol. Maybe even Outrider. We're going to be mostly green-black. Flip the switch control, do it. We don't have enough blue cards, and I was worried about being blue-black. Let's see. I gotta cut 3 cards, and I have no idea what to cut. 0 commitment. Oh, jeez. Yeah, I gotta cut something. I think Defend the Celestis is questionable. It's not bad. I think we just got better options. Because, like, we have 1, 2, 3 good flashback spells. Or 4, 5 flashback spells. You always force blue-black in arena and it works. Yeah, I imagine it does. Oh. Outright and rudely ignores Sigma while Sigma's being outright rude. Let's see. Hey, better not be swallowing that tennis ball. Or ripping it up and swallowing the pieces. I'll take it away if you are. Oh, man. I guess without, if I'm not playing Howl of the Hunt, I can probably take out the creature with Reach, the werewolf with Reach. Yes, I do technically still have a family. I'm not a, I'm the ginger stepchild. I'm not an orphan. Not actually a stepchild, by the way. Just the joke. All right. Let's go ahead and... Does that look reasonable? I think that looks reasonable. Let's play 41 cards. Kano never knows what to cut. Those were robots. You can't prove that. All right, round 1. Here we go. It is the Kano special. Perfect. Let's play an Ecstatic Awakener. I think you're describing Sleep, Six Sigma. Opponent plays an island. Play an Evolving Wilds. Go to combat. Hit them for 1. Opponent untaps. Oh gosh. Now you made me punt. I didn't fetch up a forest, and now I can't play anything this turn. Thanks. Hey, Joe West. Glad to have you there. Oh, please, you punted long ago. Oh my god, that makes me think of the stupid meme that I made about Battle of Time Warps. Opponent has Puppet Stitcher, which is very concerning. Fetch a green. We untap. We draw another Plains. Cast Shadow Beast Sighting. Pass the turn. We played Swamp first to play Ecstatic Awakener on turn 1. That's what we did there, and why. Opponent plays an Organ Hoarder. Look at that guy, he's hoarding organs. Alright, we draw a Hobbling Zombie. So, join the dance. Go to combat. Nice, D-Slayer. Opponent blocks with Poppet Stitcher? Well, we'll kill Poppet Stitcher, that's for sure. Sack a human token, draw a card. It's Catilda. Opponent takes 4. Pass the turn. Opponent attacks for 3, no blocks. He's a fan of terrible jokes, and that's a running theme from everybody I know in college. Let's see. Let's play a swamp. I guess let's play a couple of death-touching zombies. That seems good. Hey, Silver, how's it going? Man, I haven't seen D-Slayer since my 24th or 25th birthday. That was a while ago. Opponent has Triskaidekaphile and a Baneblade Scout. We get a Bloodline culling. 2 years. 30 years ago, according to your hairline. Damn, got him. Alright, play Catilda. I got my face trimmed. We'll play Gisa. Pass the turn. GP Denver 2019. You were here in Utah for the undraft I did, didn't you? Weren't you here for that? Opponent plays a Morkrut Behemoth for a Combat Wombat. How's it going? Alright, we drew a swamp. So let's go ahead and kill the Markov Dread Knight. Go to combat. Attack with the Death Touch guys. Okay. Opponent blocks with Organ Hoarder. We get a Decayed Zombie token. Cast Shadow Beast Sighting. Ah, that makes sense. It really is difficult, yes. Well, we're going to start getting decayed versions of our opponent's creatures. Really glad I decided to play 3 colors, that's for sure. Not sure what my opponent just did. Oh, they're drawing a card off of Triskaidekaphile. I see. I do want to play Affinity Neoform. That is one thing that I do want to try. You have a list for that, right? Remind me sometime that I'm not streaming. Mauve. Good to have you. Thanks for stopping in. I forgot to shoot you a reminder. I'm glad to see your Hello Kitty Island adventure. um, let's see. Put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. That's got to be good, right? Play a forest. We'll play a Dawnheart Rejuvenator. I don't think I'm going to flashback Join the Dance. I think I'm going to activate Catilda. So we're going to attack with our Death-Touching Zombie. But not the Beast tokens yet. Okay, I'll try and remember. Are there any Wraths in this format? Yeah, we have one in our deck. It's a double white Wrath. I think there is another one. It's not the only one. But I think they're both rare. But the one that's white is like the white version of Blasphemous Act. It gets cheaper for the number of creatures on the battlefield. I'm getting pinged. And they drain us for 2. And then they are passing. Let's put a 1/1 counter on everything. Untap. We don't get to resurrect anything. That sucks, D-Slayer. It sounds like you lost. Okay, so they're going to kill our Catilda. So we're just going to pump everything again. Okay. Gisa does nothing. We draw Bounding Wolf. So go to combat. And right-click attack all. I think is the play here. Decayed triggers. Game's over. Absolutely, Sigma. Flunge for victory. No adjustments. Run it back. Wow. Natural Tron draw. Absolutely going to keep this. Oh, man. Do you guys ever just have opening hands like a god and, you know, win because of it? Opponent mulligan, too. So, Forest, play the Mushroom. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a Swamp. We untap. We mill a Swamp. Draw Hobbling Zombie. The reason why I don't drink alcohol is the last family beer miss that occurred last year. That's basically why I stopped. It was a bad time. Opponent plays an Arrogant Outlaw. We mill a land. Play a Swamp. Scars on the liver, I get it. Alright. Play Hobbling Zombie. pass the turn. I had a hangover of epic proportions, and I was basically bedridden for about 17 hours after sleeping all night. I slept like an additional, like I almost slept for like 24 hours, kind of a deal. Pota plays Jadar. I do not recommend it. I don't recommend ever doing that. Pig liver replacement. Fair. We mill Catilda, which is very saddening. Unfortunately, we don't have 2 planes. So I can't cast Join the Dance and Rite of Oblivion this turn. Well, I mean, I can, but I have to sack the Hobbling Zombie. Have fun with that, D-Slayer. So let's play a Forest. And I think what we do is just join the dance here. Yeah, actually, we're going to start getting aggro. Okay, opponent does not block the Death Touch. Opponent attacks with the Decayed Zombie. That's fine. No blocks. I think the magic portion is a new interest within the last 6 months. But, I mean, technically I've known you since college. So let's play a Swamp. And we're going to take out the 3/2 by sacking a human token. I mean, he was my college professor, but yes, he is a real life friend. It was one of them. I killed my gigantic mushroom creature. Don't take that out of context. We're gonna take 3 here. All right, we untap, draw a Harvest-Tide Sentry. So I think we're gonna end up Rite of Oblivioning to kill Jadar because the decayed tokens are gonna become a little bit of a problem. Let's go ahead and hit them for 3. Play a Swamp. Play a Sentry. And Rite of Oblivion to take out Jadar. Sacking the human. Six Sigma, thank you for gifting a sub to none other than Mav. So, Mav, if you're curious, now you can use the photoshopped, deformed versions of my face as emotes. Lambholt Harrier, huh? And a Falcon Wrath Perforator. We untap. We draw a Vanquish the Horde, but we do not have 2 white mana to use it. So let's join the dance. Play a forest. Why would you do that to yourself, Silver? Oh, nice. You did. You gifted him a whole bunch of subs. Yeah. Thanks, Sigma. They're gonna say that the zombie can't block? Okay. Alright, so now we can vanquish the Horde if we have to. Let's go ahead and swing out. Sounds good, Sigma. Hope you enjoy your comedy event. Okay, opponent trades with the 2/2. We get a Decayed token, they go to 2. And play a Plains, pass the turn. It is possible for them to have the Mind Rot, so I guess I shouldn't be holding too many cards in hand. Opponent crawls from the cellar to replay the Perforator. But they still can't block this Harvestide Sentry, so I think we've got it. Yeah! Alright. Prediction. This one goes to the believers. So I'm going to go ahead and start up the next one while I restart the client. So if you want to bet with your channel points, you may now do so. Sounded like you were pretty close to ascending past the mortal coil you possess. So I don't recommend that you do that, or anyone do that, in fact. I actually did a little bit of reading about caffeine overdose a while back, and as it turns out, to actually die from caffeine overdose, you have to consume a lot of caffeine. The problem is, it's not the caffeine that kills you, it's the stimulant effect, and generally, like, people die of like heart palpitation and stuff like that before they would ever die of like caffeine overdose itself. And it doesn't take much to do that, so glad you're still here. Whoops. Complete with you saying your goals are beyond your understanding. Two 2 liters? 4 liters of Coke? I'm glad you're with us too, Furry Combat Wombat. I actually I had a coworker who was fairly addicted to caffeine. Like I say that I'm addicted to caffeine because I have terrible withdrawal symptoms if I ever stop consuming it. Um, but my average caffeine intake a day is somewhere around 600 milligrams. But I had a I had a coworker who had a bottle like with a little pump handle on the top of it that was like a liquid caffeine type deal at work, and he would go to the break room, get cans of Mountain Dew, and just like start pumping a whole bunch of extra caffeine into it. There was another guy who I only ever met once um, that worked at my job in the call center that had like I knew it was his desk because his desk had like just like stacks and stacks of Red Bull cans, like little like Costco pallets of them, and he ended up dying of a heart condition. And he was a young guy too. He was only like 26 or something at the time, which is just crazy. So it's really nothing to mess with. Opponent plays an Unruly Mob. We draw a Death Bonnet Sprout. So I think we're gonna cast Bounding Wolf this turn. Unfortunately, we don't have black mana yet. So we're getting Mind Rotted. Let's discard Rite of Oblivion, and I think Blood Pact. Opponent gets a Decayed token. Attack with that Unruly Mob. Dang it. Flash in Bounding Wolf. Untap. We draw a Bat Whisperer, which we still can't play. So go to combat. Attack for 3 while we can. Have fun, Mav. Thanks for stopping by. It was good to have you. It's still not my birthday. Get Mind Rotted again. Oh, what a jerk. So I guess get rid of the Ecstatic Awakener and the Occultist. So we untap. We mill a swamp. Fun. Go to combat. Attack for 3. Really surprised they didn't attack with that Decayed token to trigger Unruly Mob. Play a Harvesttide Sentry. Pass the turn. Really hoping we either we mill a creature and draw a swamp. That's like the best outcome for the next turn. So opponent can exile both Rite of Oblivion and a creature out of the grave. They exile the creatures to keep the Death Bonnet Sprout small. We mill Vanquish the Horde, draw planes, play planes. That sucks, Sissia. I'm 1 mana off of activating Catilda. Yeah, we can't attack. Okay. Pass the turn. I mean, I thought I hit F6, but I guess I didn't. Okay, now pass the turn. Another Unruly Mob. Okay, so those Unruly Mobs are going to get huge. We get hit for 11. I don't understand the question. We take 11, go to 9. The Unruly Mobs become 5/5s. We mill a forest. We draw... Oh, we draw another black spell. Okay. Pass the turn. I have no way to buy back Vanquish the Horde, unfortunately. And blocking is... we'll describe it as less than efficient right now. As well as necessary. We go to 1. And they play a Trapper. Okay. We're definitely gonna need a better opening hand than that. This opponent is not afraid to cast Mind Rots. I think Mind Rot in this format is actually not that great because of the presence of Flashback and Disturb, but against certain decks, and this one included, I guess, it is good. No black mana. I have one playable spell in this hand. I mean, I guess I have the Wrath, but, like, if I'm going to start self-milling, I'm going to end up in a bad situation. Okay, I can keep this. I'm going to put back Candlelit Cavalry, and I think it's got to be Path to the Festival. So we're going to go ahead and start by fetching green. That I can understand, Sissia. I highly recommend that you do everything in your power to get that back recall. When I was working on my capstone project, I would regularly pull like 72-hour awake spells, and I am permanently more susceptible to like Alzheimer's because of it. So, play out a Hobbling Zombie, pass the turn. Opponent plays a Moon Silver Key. Alright. We draw Catilda. So, go to combat. Attack for 2. Play a forest and play Catilda. Pass the turn. Opponent sacks Moon Silver Key. Getting a mountain. We get Mind Rotted. This is what I was suspecting, which is why I played out Catilda rather than the Shadow Beast sighting, because Shadow Beast sighting I can still get value out of. We untap. We draw a Novice Occultist. So go to combat. Attack for 2. Opponent goes to 16. Play the Occultist. Pass the turn. Four mana. Ardent Elementalist, picking up No Way Out. Opponent attacks us for 2. No blocks. We untap, draw Forest. Play a Forest. Go to combat. And attack. Oh, it's 6 and tap. Whoops. Okay. Personal question. Any card names you thought you were saying right, but turned out you were pronouncing wrong? All the time. All the frickin' time. We get a Decayed token. So play Join the Dance. Pass the turn. Gigantha. I always said was Jengatha. There's like 5 or 6 others, and I still sometimes get them wrong. That's the one that stands out to me though. All right. We get a Shadow Beast sighting. So play that. Pass the turn. These next couple of turns, we're just going to be like flashbacking spells to go wide. And then start putting counters on everything, I think. I'm trying to keep my hand empty because of the Mind Rot my opponent is holding. Well, technically, yes, they could have just... I could have let them Mind Rot this. I don't want them to. I want to try and deny them value of that card. Oh, they had Vanquish the Horde. Never mind. Opponent plays a Harvesttide Sentry. Or Harvesttide Infiltrator, excuse me. Join the dance. Pass the turn. If they attack, I will trade. Because we're going to be trying to make some 4/4s here, and we need 1 more mana to do it. Sigardian Savior. Return up to 2 cards with mana value 2 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. 5 mana, 3/3 flyer. That's pretty good. It's actually really good. Okay, we draw Gisa. So, play Gisa. Land would be good, because then we could flashback Shadow Beast sighting. Rite of Oblivion would be good, because then we could answer some of our opponents' like crazier creatures. They attack for 3 in the air. We gotta take it. Untap. Gisa triggers, but doesn't get us anything. We get a Harvesttide Sentry. So play it out. Pass the turn. Opponent plays an Ambitious Farm hand, getting a Plains. Flips it. And they attack us for 3 in the air. Alright, we gotta do something about that. Draw an Outland Liberator. I'm not drawing my removal, and I really need to draw removal. And considering my opponent didn't play like any flyers in the first game, I didn't bring in Plummet. I have no idea if it... I have no idea where it's at right now. I haven't looked. Opponent hits us for 3 again. We go to 8. Untap. We draw a swamp. Well, at least we can start doing this. Get a 4/4. Problem is, I think it's too late, and I don't think we can race. Because my opponent is attacking for 5 in the air next turn. Even if I draw Rite of Oblivion, I can't cast it and flash it back to take out both flyers. Yep. Alright. Well, we tried. So that match goes to the Doubters. So I'm going to go ahead and start a prediction for round 3 while I restart the client. Alright, I'd love to play first. We got a double white card in hand, but we have 2 playable spells with a good 3-drop and a good 4-drop. So we are going to keep. Hey, nobody's bet on loss yet. One probably needs to bet on loss. You stand to win up to 1,000 channel points, it looks like. Let's go ahead and play Harvesttide Sentry, pass the turn. We really need to draw mana. Preferably white mana, but I'd take black mana or green mana. Any mana would be good. Okay, that is at least a castable spell. So let's hit him for 3. Pass the turn. Alright, we untap. We're 1-1 right now, D-Slayer. Play Overgrown Farmland, that's good. Go to combat, and we will attack for 6. Opponent could flash in a Bounding Wolf and block, which I think that's exactly what's happening. Okay. They kill our werewolf. We hit them for 3 and pass the turn. Hmm. 4 mana. Flash in Bounding Wolf. Untap. Get a Plains. Play it. Go to combat. And attack for 6. Well, that's good. Werewolf dies to a wolf. That wolf died to a lightning bolt. We hit our opponent down to 11. Let's go ahead and make it 4/4. Pass the turn. Another Bounding Wolf. If we can draw a cheap creature with low power and toughness, we can duel for dominance with a 1/1 counter. Opponent has an Unnatural Moonrise. So if they connect with that wolf, it's going to deal, or it's going to let them draw a card, which I think is fine. So the fact that they just tapped red mana there tells me they probably have a Lunar Frenzy. So I'm just going to let them hit me. Okay. They play a Jack-o'-lantern. We untap. Draw a swamp. Play a swamp. Go to combat. Anything close to 500 is normal. Isn't it crazy what they can get away with calling, like, gigabit? Because 450 is less than half of gigabit. Play Geisa. Like, usually on Fiber, you'll get, like, between 600 and 800. And it's usually close to, like, 750 in most scenarios. Because I've had, like, I want to say 3 different Fiber packages now through 3 different providers in Utah, and that's generally about what it averages. So that sounds like you're getting highway robbery right there. The good news is we got round 1. Or we got game 1 of round 3, excuse me. They don't use the up to terminology. Yeah. Yeah, that's a mulligan. This is also a mulligan. Oh my god. Oh my god. There we go. Let's just put back everything except the colors of mana we need. It's like mulliganing to Tron. Yeah, exactly, Recall. Normally when you're playing limited, like, lands and spells is like just keep lands and spells. But like we had all spells every hand. 1 land doesn't count. Not when 90% of your deck is in the 2 and 3 drop slot. I don't know, Raylan. We should get Mav back in here. He's the mathematician. He can do the hypergeometric distribution for us. He can let me know exactly what I did wrong. Opponent plays a Sunrise Cavalier. So play a Plains, go to combat, and attack for 3. If they want to trade, we can trade. Okay, they didn't want to trade. Play Novice Occultist and pass the turn. What happened, Combat Wombat? The problem is you're running 16 and not 16.275. Nerd! Oh, Golos got banned? I had no idea. That sucks. I mean, like, I feel your pain. I used to play Zur the Enchanter back when he was legal. So. They unbanned Worldfire? Why? Why would you unban Worldfire? Zur is legal again now? I don't know. The Commander ban list is... It's the second biggest reason why I dislike the format. The first biggest reason being... the whole... inconsistency. Well, the first biggest reason is the inconsistency of politics. The second biggest reason is the inconsistency of the ban list. Yeah, we're gonna play out another Death Touch guy. Kano just plays Commander in Modern instead. Yeah, I know, right? The old Battle of Wits. Well, Coalition Victory is a card that just says I win, right? And in theory, turning it on is not that difficult. But, like, if you want to ban single card win conditions that just say they win upon resolution, I can think of, like, 3 others that are legal. And isn't Worldfire one of those? Don't you just play Thragtusk and Worldfire and then kill your opponent with a Beast token because they have nothing? Like, I remember doing that in Standard. Coalition Victory wins by just having Dryad of the Elysian Grove. Well, you have to have one of every permanent color, too. Alright, let's attack with the Death Touchers again. And your Chromat. Alright, opponent goes down to 8. Play a Forest. Pass the turn. So hypothetically, what if in Modern, Meathook Massacre, Zealoport Cutthroat, Blood Artist, and other fun stuff? I think the best, if you want to like try and spike that deck, right? The best version of that deck is the like mono Blood Artist combo, which is like, you know, Zealoport Cutthroats, Blood Artists, that sort of thing. But you run Killing Wave as your sack outlet because it's just 1 black mana, sack all of your creatures. Like, Meathook Massacre is a ton of fun. And you could probably run it as a maybe even a duplicate of like the other card I just mentioned, but so let's play an Ecstatic Awakener. Go to combat. And swing out. Okay, we are gonna let the trade happen. No, they're talking about the new Black Mythic from the set. Pass the turn. Alright, so I'm going to be taking a lot of damage here. Worldfire into the Myriad creature with haste. Myriad creature? I don't know which one that is off the top of my head. So opponent attacks for 8. I don't think there's a double strike combat trick. Maybe I'll join the dance. We'll take 8. Because the swingback is currently lethal unless my opponent has another creature. And if they don't, hopefully we draw a white mana source for a Wrath. Alright, opponent didn't draw anything. And that's the match. Alright. So, believers, you get your points back, because nobody voted against you. Okay, so, we got the Midnight Hunt draft out of the way. So I think what I want to do now... The prophecies foretell of a board with Mirror Gallery and 4 Meathook Massacres. Oh my gosh. That would be a sight to see. Um... So I think what we're going to do is play pretty much the exact list I was playing for today's video, because I had so much fun playing it. So if you haven't seen it, this is what it looks like. I did want to change the sideboard, though. Ouch. How does this deck deal with Chalice on one? You cast more powerful spells? How do you World Fire into that creature? Because World Fire exiles everybody's hand and all of their lands and stuff. I think I'm going to bring in Sundering Titan over Lithiform Blight. Lithiform Blight has been actually super underperforming. Combat Wombat, by the way, if you run up against somebody playing Chalice on one with this particular deck, odds are they're playing a slower deck, and if they're playing a slower deck, you just play big things and win. So, this is the list we'll be going into the Modern League with. Just mono black coffers control. So, let's do it. I might, depending on how I feel, by the way, stream some Diablo 2 Remastered tomorrow. We'll see. Oh, Suspend? Yeah, you could actually cast the blue spell Suspend on it. You could Oblivion Ring it, that kind of a thing. Alright, we are going to keep this hand. We've got the mana production, we have an early board wipe, and we have Erebos' Intervention. So I wonder if we take Explore, or if we take Expedition Map here. Expedition Map guarantees they get a bounce land. Explore lets them play out Saga. I think we take the map. I've seen Titan one other time, and I've not seen them play map. This is news to me. I think it's because of Saga, but I'm not sure. Okay, so that's kind of interesting. They played out Selesnya Sanctuary and bounced Hanware Garrison. Okay, it's because they have another bounce land. So they can activate Castle Garenbrig and play Titan this turn. I don't even think it's part of their primary game plan. This might just be a singleton. So, opponent has Hanwar Garrison. Oh, they're playing Hanwar Garrison and Slayer Stronghold. That's interesting. And really irritating. What if they unbanned Summer's Bloom in Modern? Titan becomes tier 0. I hate it because Summer's Bloom is a card that, in my opinion, I don't think should be that broken, but bounce lands make it broken. And when I say tier 0, I actually mean tier 0. It would if you unban Bloom and ban Titan, they can still kill you on turn 2. Because they just play Hive Mind Pact and you lose. It's more cards and less consistent. It's just as powerful. Because it doesn't have the like damage inconsistency that Titan has. So I guess we can play Obnixilis and kill Titan, but like for the record, when Summer's Bloom was banned, I didn't think Summer's Bloom should have been the card that they banned. I think they should have banned Amulet, but that's just me. They've made it clear that they don't like fast mana, but it's a ramp spell, right? And it's a ramp spell that you have to very, very specifically build your deck around. Amulet is the thing that turns it into a ritual, and so they treated it like a ritual. But they wanted the Titan deck to exist. They just didn't want it to be as powerful as it was with Summer's Bloom. So, you know. Looks like we're dead. Because my opponent can Primeval Titan, get Valakut triggers, and then kill us. Yeah. Alright, we're dead. So I'm going to bring in Surgical and Necromentia. We're going to take out Massacre. Erebos' Intervention's actually really bad here. I'm going to take out a Grim Tutor. And a Fatal Push. Because the only thing that we have that can turn on Fatal Push is Expedition Map. I actually think I need to play like 1 or 2 fetch lands. Oh, we can interact because we have Memorous side effects, so it's not like that big of a deal, but it is still annoying. I think I'm going to cut 1 Ugin, and we'll try it like this. I'm not sure if that breaks anything off the top of my head. But I wouldn't doubt that it does somehow. I will be keeping this. We are going to put back a swamp. No, we're going to put back Expedition Map. But then again, it gets answered by Prismatic Ending, which everyone's playing, so like, who knows, maybe it's fair. So Surgical Summoner's Pact. Opponent drew a Foundation Breaker. Not sure what enchantment or artifact they're worried about. But they have a bad hand. Yes, that is theoretically possible in the late game, but it's much more likely we're just going to Necromentia Titan. And then they're playing a really bad aggro deck. It's only hilarious if they play the Dryad. You know, they used to give white those cards. If they name Cabal Coffers, I'm gonna laugh. If they name Obnix, it's no big loss. So they named Obnix. Play a swamp, pass the turn. Well, they aren't pacting anything with a surgically extracted pack, I can tell you that much. So their backup plan is Urza's Saga. That's it. That's like all they got. Good to know. I think if my opponent is playing Rift Sweepers because I Memoricided them, I'm going to win. Good job, Furry Combat Wombat. Doing God's work there. I can almost Sundering Titan them. So we wish for Ensnaring Bridge here. Oh, no, because they have, what's it frickin' called? Foundation Breaker. That's the card. Let's play that. Go ahead and wish. It's Sundering Titan. And kill Dryad. Pass the turn. To just play Diabolic Tutor? No. If we play a 4-mana tutor, it's Mastermind's Acquisition. And really, like, if it's not Grim Tutor, we'd be playing Profane Tutor. It was Profane Tutor before, but Profane Tutor, the time that you waste in Profane Tutor, you lose more life to Grim Tutor. It's better on like turn 2 when you're not doing anything else. But it's worse in like every other circumstance. Well, I'm glad I put Sundering Titan back in the board. Irrespective for the reason, it's still happening. Opponent kills their own Dryad. Excellent. Uptick. What about Wishclaw Talisman, since we run Karn? I have done that before. It's not bad. So we'll take out one of the bounce lands and a forest. Pass the turn. It's a lot riskier than Grim Tutor. Because if Karn dies, it's only good if you have Karn, basically. So, like, it's a 3-mana tutor post-playing Karn, but post-playing Karn, you should be winning the game. I could see putting it in the sideboard. That's probably not unreasonable, tutoring for a big threat out of the main deck. That might be better than some of the sideboard cards I have, actually. But I don't think I'd main deck it. So knowing what we know now, do we adjust at all? I don't think so. I think we just run it back. Because it effectively is like letting Karn wish for anything in your deck at that point, right? For 3 mana. So I actually do kind of like that. It's probably better than like Trinosphere. Because like we already have Liquid Metal Coating and we have Sundering Titan in this particular list. If this hand had a Thoughtseize, I'd keep it, but we got a mulligan. Much better. So them playing Amulet is what I hoped I wouldn't see. We'll take Summoner's Pact from them, and we'll Surgical them on their draw step. Because right now they're holding a whole lot of nothing. This plus a Radiant Fountain. That's one reason that Surgical is just so good. So play Urborg. Sign in Blood. Get a Grim Tutor. The reason that... So you don't play it against Storm. The reason that you play... the reason that you play Trinosphere is because when combined with Liquid Metal Coating, you Stone Rain your opponent out of the game, and they actually can't come back. It becomes a pure hard lock. Not a hard lock that takes X turns to set up. So we have a few options this turn. We could Bloodchief's Thirst, Sign in Blood. We could Inquisition, Blood Chief's Thirst, and Expedition map. I think I'm just going to Grim Tutor for coffers, though. I could go get Necromentia. No, we need coffers. Pass the turn. Alright, opponent replays Saga, hits us for 2. We draw Swamp. So play coffers. Add mana. Sign in. Ha ha. Nice username, but thank you for following. Let's see. Play an Expedition map. Blood Chief's Thirst the token. They have one potential non-land card in their hand. Do we Inquisition? Sure. Let's do it. Okay. A bunch of lands. Pass the turn. I agree with you. I think it's going to be awesome. It's one of the things I'm going to try testing out. So next turn, I'm probably going to crack map for a second coffers. The only way I won't is if my opponent makes a token and picks up Saga and I draw Necromentia. Actually, I'll have enough mana to get the second coffers regardless. And I think the Wishclaw Talisman is better than Trinisphere. Just not for the reason that you were talking about, that's all. Well, the thing is, you don't have to do that, right? Like, Karn's strength is in his flexibility, so you can always go get the thing that impacts the board the most. And if you have 7 mana, you can go get Ensnaring Bridge, you can go get, Liquid Metal Coating, you can go get Walking Ballista on 1, Pithing Needle, that sort of thing. But, in the event that nothing is happening, you top deck a Karn late game, you can go get your... you can go get your card that matters. So opponent's going to pick up Saga, I think. No, they're not going to pick up Saga. Okay. They're going to transmute, so they're going to go get Valakut. Ghost Quarter. Would that lead you to putting another game-ending Haymaker or 2 in the main? I don't think so. I don't think we really need to change the threat distribution in the main deck, because this has been working very well. I could maybe cut one of the Grim Tutors in that scenario, and then maybe play something else in its stead. I could put Worst Fears back in the deck because I love that card, even though it's probably not, it's not ideal. Having access to Ulamog would be nice. Yeah, the problem is some of the worst draws of the deck is when you draw your 8 mana threats and you can't do anything with them. Kind of like now. So if they Ghost Quarter me on my draw step, we can go get another coffers. If they Ghost Quarter me on my main phase, they lose. That's basically how this is going to shake out. I see. I'm gonna go get another coffers. And I'm gonna play the second coffers this turn. Could run a Singleton Torment of Hailfire. We don't need I don't think we need another like way to end the game that requires huge mana. I think we need something that's versatile. Like I would rather play a Walking Ballista in the main. Because it's sort of a removal spell in addition to a potential way to win the game, right? Like it's a scalable threat. It's kind of in the same vein as like Karn Great Creator, right? Where it's like it's really good even if you don't have a lot of mana, and if you have a ton of mana, it's insane. All right, opponent name's Karn. That's not what we were worried about. Maybe I should have gotten an Urborg. I was thinking with the swamps in hand, we'd be fine, but in reality, we're on a short clock here. So we need to draw a removal spell or like a damnation or something. D-Slayer, can you think of... I was going to say, there's no, like... Play Rise of the Dark Realms? No. My opponent just Vesuvid Archibald coffers. Oh, we're dead. I think. Okay, maybe we're not dead. Are we still dead? So that's 4 mana. That's 6 mana, 7, 8. I can play Ugin. I can downtick Ugin to kill Dryad, which stops them from Slayer Strongholding. Now, I'm at 1 life too few. That sucks. I only have a single removal spell that I could cast. Oh, I was gonna say, could you think of a good like scalable black threat? You just had to target yourself with Ugin. Nice job, Raylan. Good call. All right. So we got a little unlucky there. I think that was definitely winnable. I got to restart the client before the next game, but I was trying to like. There's no other Karn Great Creator, right? But there might be a good like X cost creature or good black multi-kicker spell. Oh, do not play a drinking game. Do not. Play first. All right, seems good. Play a swamp. Pass the turn. Let's see what our opponent's doing. Spire Bluff Canal. Serum Visions. So this is probably Blitz. Good news is our Blitz matchup is not that bad. Okay, I don't really want to draw another swamp. We get a Sign in Blood and an Inquisition, so we know what we're doing next turn. Next turn we'll probably be playing Urborg, and then turn 4 we'll play Cabal Coffers. I probably should have played Urborg that turn, because if we draw a second Cabal Coffers, it's technically better on the turn after, but... Okay, Inquisition. But a Crack's Flooded Strand. They could be Storm, I guess. Faithless Salvaging. No, they're definitely Blitz. So they're going to be playing like Demi-Lich and stuff. Oh, they could be Control. Prismatic Ending? The old Lightning Bolt Tron. Oh, what do you do? Take Lightning Bolt. Why are we always dead to Lightning Bolt? I think Kano's a Lightning Rod. Alright, I would be happy to not be drawing any more swamps now. Thank you. They ditch Scalding Tarn. Probably, I was going to say Thought Scour themselves twice, but Serum Visions, which is a card they drew. Thought Scour themselves, milling Sacred Foundry Consider. Yes, that is one of my favorite memes too, Sissia. Thank you so much for doing that. We get an Expedition map. So, play the map. Pass the turn. Dark Salvation. The zombie generating kill spell, right? Man. It does, but it's 3 mana to kill an X1, and we don't generate zombies in any other way. Maybe in combination with like some of the like a Decayed spell that is somehow playable. I could see that working. If Kano wanted to have fun, Phyrexian Obliterator was right there. Alright, so opponent gets an Arclight Phoenix after milling half of their freaking deck. Let's go get a Coffers. Oh man, Erebos' Intervention. How much mana do I have? A lot. I'm just gonna play out Meat Hook Massacre. Because X5 should be plenty to like exile everything of any consequence. Like the instant our opponent mills a Demi-Lich or anything like that. Okay, so they cast Faithless Salvaging for a second Arclight Phoenix. Empty the pits. Empty the pit. That's the quadruple black double X delve spell, right? That makes a bunch of zombies. I could see that. I could see that working. Something to consider. Yeah, if there's another way to like generate zombies that wasn't like 3 mana Liliana ultimate, I could totally see that working. Opponent just exiled Demi-Lich. They've cast 2 spells. So the instant they cast another spell... Alright, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8. 8, 9, 10. Oh wait, no, I have to. I can only do X4. Finale of Eternity. That is one of the cards I actually considered. I don't think it's like, I don't think it works because it competes for like Meat Hook Massacre's spot, and Meat Hook Massacre is definitely better. Because while people will frequently have X1s, I don't think they're going to have that many X1s. And I don't want to play 3 mana kill 1 Ragavan kind of a deal, right? Okay, we get bolted down to 13. Opponent has nothing. Fantastic. We untap. We draw Karn. Play a Swamp. How much mana do I have now? A ton? So Karn. Wish. Sundering Titan? Sundering Titan? Game over. Alright. Well, that went better than expected. Let's bring in the Surgicals. Do we want the Necromentia? I kind of imagine that we do. Bloodchief's Thirst, I think, is slightly better than Fatal Push. I actually think I still want Fatal Push in the deck. Kozilek's going to be way too slow. Erebos' Intervention's still good. I don't think I want Grim Tutor. Thoughtseize is good with Surgical. I think I'm going to drop a Sign in Blood for a Necromentia. I'll try like that. There's a funny Kamigawa card that no one would ever expect. Is it Maga, Traitor to Mortals? Always expect Hidetsugu's second right. Alright, I will be keeping this. How did you know? Because that era of cards is a bunch of cards that I have poured over many times trying to figure out jank for like Heartbeat of Spring combo and stuff. Kano has approximate knowledge of many things. See you, Recall. Thanks for stopping in. It was good to have you. Opponent Alpine Moon's Cabal Coffers, so basically they mulliganed. Let's go ahead and Thoughtseize. Profane Command. I don't think Profane Command is strong enough is the problem. Because that's definitely one of the weaker commands. I'm going to Surgical Demi-Lich on my opponent's draw step. Okay. Opponent, Serum Visions. Plays a Flooded Strand. We untap. We draw Inquisition. Play Swamp. Inquisition. Take Bolt. Play Map. Pass the turn. I'm tempted to Surgical Bolt, though that is certainly not correct. Just tired of dying to it. Opponent Thought Scours themselves. Mill in more cantrips. Cracks Flooded Strand. Yeah. And there are metagames where I think I would play it. I just, I'm kind of hesitant to play that card. Because, like I said, I feel like it's just worse than Meathook Massacre. Opponent plays a Sacred Foundry tapped. Then they pass. We untap. Draw Karn. Crack map. Let's go get Urborg. Play Urborg. Play map. Pass the turn. I don't think there's a lot of black multi-kicker cards, unfortunately. Opponent plays a Scalding Tarn and passes. We untap. Draw another Urborg, which is terrible. So let's go ahead and get... I guess we get a Cabal Coffers, even though it's been Alpine Mooned, it's not that big of a deal. Pass the turn. One's a discard spell and the other's a big dude with Swamp Block. Sad day. We untap. Draw another Cabal Coffers. What's in my sideboard again? Could always Chalice on one. Play Coffers. So we're at 5 mana. We're pretty close to Wormcoil Engine, actually. So I think that's what we do. We'll play Karn, wish for Wormcoil Engine. Pass the turn. I think I would probably still play like Kalitas over over Maga. If Maga gave you the life it drained, I think I would play it, but I think it just makes your opponent lose life. Okay, opponent casts Arclight Phoenix. Hits us for 3. We draw Sign in Blood. Play Urborg. Keep the new one. Fatal Push. I'm going to skip playing Wormcoil for a turn. I really hope I don't regret that. Okay, we get Obnix and another Fatal Push. And I'm just going to Surgical this right now. If we don't draw a land, if we don't draw a 6th land for that Wormcoil, I'm going to be very sad. Alright, opponent scoops to a Surgical. Yeah, that deck has a lot of trouble fighting Memoricide effects. I forgot about Hangerback. I think if we were doing some sacrifice shenanigans, it wouldn't be a bad include. Like if we were playing the new Exile Bone Splinters. Eaten Alive? Yeah. But yeah, I think you're right. I think Ballista is just better for what we're doing. It's not that it would be bad necessarily. It's just, yeah, I think Ballista's a better option. We do have... I mean, there is another Innistrad set coming up, right? So there's always the chance that they print another overpowered black spell. You know. One can only hope. Alrighty, round 3. Endless one? Just X mana XX Eldrazi? You know, I wonder if we could play Cryptghast. It would. We don't really play creatures, so it would probably just die to all removal under the sun. And the fact that it's 4 mana probably makes it too slow, huh? But like the Extort would be great near Kano Revenant, but that's 6 mana though, right? We don't need any help in the 6 mana slot, I don't think. And maybe Liliana of the Dark Realms is just like the best version of that effect. Pump, though? Oh, does it have the Shade ability? That is something to consider, then. So we're against Affinity. Alright. That is 7 damage. So our options are... Okay, we have Damnations. We just need to survive to Damnation. I think what that means is we play Urborg and leave up Heartless Act. They can regen whatever we hit with Heartless Act. So like if they play a Cranial Plating or something. Thoughtcast is a good amount of reload. Another Thought Monitor. Okay. Stonecoil Serpent. Now there's an idea. I forgot that card exists. Opponent just lets it die. Okay. They hit us for 4. We go to 16. I probably should have just saved that Heartless Act. Because I've got a feeling they're going to Cranial Plating me now. I'm going to Sign in Blood because if I draw a Fatal Push, or I guess a Thought Seize, I can cast it. Cranial Plating, Galvanic Blast. Galvanic Blast isn't lethal, but Cranial Plating might be, so take Cranial Plating. Pass the turn. Opponent plays Saga. Plays a Memnite. Hits us for 7. I think Stone Coil might be the card. I think you are correct. We get Cabal Coffers, which is going to be pretty sick in the upcoming turns here. So play out Cabal Coffers. Damnation. We can't lose any life, though, is the problem. Because we're sitting at a virtual 1. The old Stone Coil Rite of Consumption. Fling. I was gonna say, I don't know why they're activating this on their own turn. They play an Ornithopter. I need to draw I think Erebos' Intervention. I'm just dead. All of my spells lose me 1 life, and they have a Galvanic Blast. Okay. Sure. Yeah. Okay. That was a loss, because we were dead to the token they were making anyway. That's unfortunate. I think... I was gonna say, I guess we don't really have sideboard for this, but it shouldn't be that big of a deal because we have so many cheap removal spells. Why do we always die to Galvanic Blast? You mean Lightning Bolt Senior? Alright, run it back. Is there a world where Tutor for Intervention saved us? No, because they just Galvanic Blast us in response to Grim Tutor and we die when it resolves. Like, we don't even get to... We get to put the card in our hand, but we're dead to state-based actions, so... Hey, buddy. What's up? Yeah, I love you too. You're a good boy. Give him the dad pat. Okay, drop it. Oh, got caught up in my headphone cord. Alright, we do want to play first. This hand doesn't work. Would have worked if that was Wish Claw. There you go. You got me. Put back Obnixilis. I don't know how well Inquisition's gonna work, but... Play a Swamp. Inquisition. Springleaf Drum, Galvanic Blast. Take Springleaf Drum. Pass the turn. Go get it. Opponent plays Silver Bluff Bridge and Welding Jar. We untap and draw Expedition Map. So play Urborg, play Map, Inquisition, take Galvanic Blast, pass the turn. We'll go get it. They play Saga. We untap,
Draw another Heartless Act. Well, let's go get coffers. Play it. Pass the turn. A good Mind Rot effect. There's the Mind Rot that exiles your opponent's grave, which is go blank. That's not bad. Not sure which one we'd play if we were going to play a Mind Rot. Opponent plays a Darksteel Citadel. We untap. We draw a Thoughtseize. Thoughtseize. No, you're thinking of a different one. Karn, Scion of Urza. I guess we have to take that. I'm thinking of Go Blank, which is just discard 2, exile your grave. The Mind Rot mill and lose 1 does not exile. Okay, they make a construct, which I'm just going to Heartless Act now. I love the expression on his face. He's like, Dad, what are you doing? He's like, Dad, what are you doing? I want it. Skull Raid's a card I actually thought about putting in this deck at one point. Because it doesn't have the whole, why didn't opponent regenerate? They definitely should have. They make a construct. Then they get to tutor up a 1-cost artifact. Okay, drop. Porter, drop. Drop it. Okay, they get Springleaf Drum. They play Citadel. Why don't we play Big Karn? Because Big Karn's actually not that great in current metagame. Almost every single deck goes wide. And Big Karn can only answer 1 threat at a time. Opponent plays Vault Scourge. So they have a Thought Monitor and 1 unknown card in hand. Kind of hoping for a land so we can just Damnation. Okay, Read the Bones. He's going to have to wait a turn because I don't want to take 8. They didn't regenerate. Could have gotten like max punished for that, but okay. They play another Thought Monitor. Raylan, I am filled with rage. Kano deserves all the punishment. Well, I mean, like, for some reason, they value their affinity count. They Thought Cast. They play another Saga. Play a Sojourner's Companion. They hit us for 3. I mean, the tokens off of Saga are still a huge problem. Maybe I should have brought in Necromentia or Surgical. It's like they had the Soul Read on the Wrath and then didn't. Okay, I need to read the Bones this turn. And I need to draw a land. Ugin's not going to do anything. Sign in Blood's not going to do anything. Cabal Coffers number 2 might do something. Play map. Pass the turn. Where's our All Is Dust? We have better Wraths. For the most part. Ugin is effectively the same thing. We don't make exactly 7 mana. We tend to make more than that. Oh, we're just dead to Galvanic Blast. Okay. Well, I think Affinity is a tough matchup. I think I needed to bring in Surgical for Saga, because Saga is really tough for us to beat without some kind of direct hate for it. Whoa, whoa, careful, D-Slayer. You don't want to insult yourself that much, do you? Says the guy who's made 600 Tron videos. Alright, drop it. I mean, I don't know I'd go around admitting that in public, but... Man, if we gotten like the Meat Hook Massacre versus them, it would have been good. Because they have a lot of like cheap creatures. And they can't regen out of --, so... For anyone that doesn't know what I'm doing, I'm playing Tug with the dog, who's very lazy when he plays Tug. Why do you not put the C in rack for 8 rack? Because it looks like you're typing brack. Lazy? You're so lazy you type out every single word in that sentence except one 4-letter word. That fills me with rage. D-Slayer, more like C-Slayer. Slayer of the letter C. Alright, round 4. I'll play first. Hand's great. We'll keep. Alright. You know, whatever... I will take Aether Vial, because my opponent kept a very minimum number of cards in hand. They'll play an Esper Sentinel, and it will get pushed fatally off a cliff. We draw a Thoughtseize. So, Fatal Push. Pay for it. Pass the turn. They play a Battlefield Forge and then have nothing. We untap. Thoughtseize you. We have Thought-Knot Seer and Eldrazi Temple. So we can either let them Skyclave Apparition Karn after the fact or Thought-Knot Seer it proactively. Take Thought-Knot Seer. Pass the turn. Because at least this way we can wish for something. Probably like a Sundering Titan. Opponent plays an Eldrazi Temple. We untap. We draw another Karn. Play Karn. You still have the Spanish Inquisition. Are you talking about the deck Spanish Inquisition? Because I never owned it. I don't know which one you're referring to as the Spanish Inquisition. So they have Solitude Skyclave Apparition. They're going to Skyclave Apparition. Next turn, we're going to have 5, 6, 7 mana, which is one short of Sundering Titan. So I want to wish for Liquid Metal Coating. Pass the turn. Oh, yes, I have a foil. It might not be foil, but I have an elite Inquisitor from original Innistrad that's Spanish. Pota plays an Eldrazi Temple and scoops. Not. They scoop the match. There's Karns out there with a big swinging liquid metal coating. Even having an answer to it in hand, they were just like, nah. All right, on to round 5. Whoops. Typed my password wrong. You'd think with as often as I restart the client, it would be engraved in my bones. But apparently I can still type incorrectly. Alright, we're 2-2. It's for the treasure chest or not. I really hope we win this one, because I'd really like to get my entry back for this league. Okay, drop it. Drop it. Porter. Drop. Drop the toy. Drop. Hey. Porter, drop it. Good boy. I mean, like, it'll be southern Wisconsin. I feel like that's the equal distance on the other side of you. You live in eastern Nebraska? Doesn't that share a border with Canada? I still can't believe a guy ever thought that was the case. Oh, yeah, Justin. Justin, yeah. That was his name. And it's Burn. Alright, Burn's not a great matchup. We draw Swamp, untap, draw Karn. Lead on Urborg, Inquisition. Searing Blaze, Boros Charm, Swift Spear. I think we take Swift Spear because we don't have removal. Boros Charm's gonna hurt, though. How very Texas of him. Yes, indeed. Opponent attacks for 2. We draw a Swamp. Untap. Draw another Karn. Oh, this hurts. Oh, it hurts a lot. We have 5 Fatal Pushes in this deck. And we're about to get charmed out of this game. If we can get an Erebos' Intervention, we might be okay. But we definitely need a way to recover life, and very fast. Okay. It does sound a lot worse. So we're going to get Boros Charmed again and go to 4. Then we're probably just going to die to Lightning Bolt. So play Cabal Coffers, play Expedition Map. Pass the turn. We drew no interaction. We're at 4. Yeah, I guess that's not so bad. Blood Chief's Thirst. Bolt. Yep, alright. Okay, so... Sign in Blood sucks. I'm gonna get rid of Grim Tutor, Read the Bones, and just bring in Surgicals. I kind of want to get rid of Sign in Blood and just bring in like 4 random artifacts that might matter. But I'm not going to do that. Yeah, that would be within reach. All right. You're not like me and willing to drive 16 hours in one go. All right, we're going to keep this. Hopefully we can Inquisition plus Surgical, multiple cards. Thankfully our mana base is not painful. My opponent does not have any good duplicate card in hand. So we're going to take Dragon's Rage Channeler. And I'm going to Surgical it on their draw step. So now they have double Lava Spike. Opponent plays an Arid Mesa. Lava Spikes us. Baubles. Cracks Bauble. So we untap, they draw a card. We draw Blood Chief's Thirst. Play Urborg. Inquisition. We take anything except Lava Spike. So take Boros Charm. Stop on their draw step. Surgical Lava Spike. Oh, yeah? They have Roiling Vortex? That's a problem. We have no way to answer a Roiling Vortex, and we need to gain life. I basically have to draw, like, Cabal Coffers. Damn it. Pass the turn. Alright. I guess they do have X1s. That is not an X1, but... Kill that, take damage. They have Smash to Smithereens, 1 unknown in hand. We're not drawing lands, and we have no answer. My opponent drew us a land. That was very kind of them. We get Cabal Coffers. Okay, pass the turn. Opponent takes a damage. Plays a Swift Spear. Goes to combat. Karn, Great Creator on top. Kill the Goblin Guide. Oh! Oh, they didn't activate. Okay. So they have to activate the ability for us to not be able to gain life. I see. Play Karn. Wish. Trinisphere. Opponents not activating their permanents has been very beneficial. Yeah, no kidding. Oh, I have to Thoughtseize Smash. Helix kills me. Actually, I have to take Helix. Because Thoughtseize makes me lose life. Opponent sacks Sunbaked Canyon. Plays a Sacred Foundry untapped. And plays a Goblin Guide, which I'm pretty sure just kills me. Expedition map. We untap, take a damage. Draw the map. We have 5 mana. We can play map, activate it, have 2 mana left over, get coffers, float 5 more. I think we're dead. Because I can't play Trinisphere and Ensnaring Bridge. And even if I could, I couldn't empty my hand. I could get Ballista and put it on 2. And then I could block and shoot 1. If I could Pithing Needle Roiling Vortex. If I could play Wormcoil Engine this turn. No, that wouldn't be enough. So I could, the best thing I can do is activate Cabal Coffers for 4. Play Expedition map, crack it, have 1 floating and 1 land open. Then play Cabal Coffers, activate for 5, play Trinisphere, wish for Walking Ballista, and we still die. Yep. Alright, that's unfortunate. This is the worst we've done with coffers in a while, but I feel like we got pretty unlucky in a couple of the games. You can't block one and kill the other. None of them have, or they both have 2 toughness. That's a Swift Spear, not a Dragon's Rage Channeler. Alright, well, I think that's all for tonight. I might stream tomorrow. I might stream some Diablo Remastered. We'll see. It's kind of late, but I've got to get this guy out for another walk. He needs it. I need it. And it's been good. I'm telling you, I would only be able to play Walking Ballista on 1. Oh, I could wish for Ballista, play it on 2, block 1, kill the other. Except I can't do that because they have Smash to Smithereens. So it has to be a Trinisphere play, and if I play Trinisphere, I can only play Ballista on 1. So then it doesn't work. Good night, Sisia. Good night, D-Slayer. Thanks again to Six Sigma for giving a whole bunch of gift subs to Mauve, and thank you, D-Slayer, again for resubscribing with Prime. You guys are all wonderful human beings. It's been fantastic streaming for you, and it's time for me to pay attention to the boy. So, y'all have a good night.